Experts in climate change action have unveiled top 11 measures identified in key policy documents across priority sectors and have set agenda for the new administration to reach net zero by 2060. 11 measures articulated in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Environment to enforce emission standards in Nigeria, they say, will trigger a socio-economic transformation necessary in meeting the Nigerian government's net zero objectives if taken in the next 5 years. Benedict Uku tells us more.
The 11 measures, which includes grid generation of renewable electricity, elimination of diesel and gasoline generators by 2030, planting of 300 million trees by 2030, and gas flaring by 2030, amongst others, is aimed at setting agenda for the new administration by encouraging the use of renewable energy. Addressing newsmen in Abuja, the President, Society for Planet and Prosperity Nigeria, Professor Chukwumerije Okereke, called for paradigm shift and enforcement of emission standard in Nigeria.
I have stressed that these 11 measures should not be seen only as climate measures. They are measures that will help us to meet our climate goals while also catalyzing socio-economic transformation in this country. I have stressed that climate change should not be seen as a mere environmental problem. It is an economy-wide problem. It's a phenomenon that requires significant transformation of the economy. And the new incoming administration is advised to take these 11 measures as a template to run on, to both address climate change and stimulate economic growth in the next 5 years in this country. One of the things we've done is to articulate these 11 measures to make it clear that climate change is not something abstract out there, to make it clear that the new government, by acting on these 11 measures, will be doing a lot to address the issue of climate change, but also create jobs, diversify the economy, grow the economy, and make it more climate resilient.
Recently, President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law the constitutional amendment allowing states in the country to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity. Reacting to this, Professor Chukwumerije advised states for more research.
States should not rush to go and generate from one source or the other without analysis. You know, we need to begin to respect research in this country. Okay? So with the research done, they will know not just the source, but also the potential amount that can be generated from those sources. First of all, states should do research, determine their advantages with respect to the various sources, and then they could take it from there. But I suspect that all the northern states will do well on solar, and some of the south states will do very well on wind, and a combination of them can also do well on hydro.
Others spoke about diversification of economy and how governments should deploy resources and make judicious use of the 11 measures in tackling climate change.
The key point in the medium-term National Development Plan, it has an objective to generate 21 million jobs. So what this is saying is that if the government is able to mobilize resources and tackle some of these measures, they will indirectly begin to impact on the creation of some of those 21 million jobs. The President recently signed an amendment to the Constitution introducing Item 14, which allows domestic generation of energy and distribution within that community rather than having to send it to the grid, which Prof mentioned in our environment is one of the most inefficient ways to generate and distribute electricity. What this does then is opens up investment for domestic off-grid, particularly off-grid solutions that are tied to renewables.
The 11 measures articulated in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Environment, Society for Planet and Prosperity Nigeria, GCA Climate Partners, and Climate Advisory Network in Berlin, and National Climate Change Council is also a means of diversification of the economy.
Now,